Boris Johnson praised the UK's very, very generous admission program for Ukraine refugees, with over 17,000 applications taken in 300 refugees. Criticism came from within the country, from within the party, and from abroad. Ex-EU Council President Tusk criticized Johnson's solidarity in action on Twitter. Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced on Monday that his country wants to be very, very generous in allowing visas to be sponsored for Ukrainians. "We are as generous as we can be," said the top politician. That's a typical Johnson. Former EU Council President Donald Tusk then edged on Twitter that it was solidarity in action and added a facepalm emoji. The UK has issued 50 visas to refugees, while Poland has welcomed 1.2 million Ukrainians in 2 weeks, he said, citing Johnson's statement of generosity. The 50 visas refer to figures from Monday. As of Tuesday, the country has taken in just 300 refugees under an expanded visa program for family members of Ukrainians living in the UK. There have been a total of 17,700 applications from family members to come to the UK so far, according to Home Office figures on Monday. According to a BBC report, around 600 refugees are said to be stuck in Calais on the French coast of the English Channel. According to the French authorities, almost 300 applicants have been rejected because they lacked papers, often with a request to submit the corresponding application in Paris or Brussels instead. Great Britain is taking a very different course from the EU and does not want to accept Ukrainians without restrictions. Only those who have relatives in Great Britain are allowed to enter the country. According to Johnson, the incredibly generous program he announced could allow up to 200,000 Ukrainians to enter the country. But the formalities are reportedly causing difficulties for many people. And in my hometown, my small hometown, has double as many refugees here than the UK. "It's too slow, too many hurdles for desperate families to overcome," Labour MP Yvette Cooper tweeted. Criticism also comes from the ruling party itself. "This is certainly not a success," said the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee in the British House of Commons, Tory MP Tom Tugendhat, to the radio station LBC on Monday. "It must be ensured that the Ministry of the Interior implements the promise to take in refugees from Ukraine." And as you heard me saying several times, France's Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin accused Britain of a lack of humanity on Sunday. Before crossing the English Channel, refugees were asked to apply for visas in Paris or Brussels. No other country in Europe is asking for visas, by the way. And the topic of refugees is, of course, also an important point here in my voluntary political work. And in the current situation, I would like to give you an update from time to time, even if it doesn't always have anything to do with Great Britain. On Monday, in our parliamentary group meeting, we received the latest information on the hundreds of Ukrainian visitors who have already arrived in my hometown of Münster. You will probably be surprised that I said visitors and not refugees. But that's due to an appointment I had on Tuesday. Among other things, we had a conference of the local party leaders of my party and not only talked about the upcoming state election campaign, but also met representatives of a Ukrainian organization here. And the lady who gave us an overview of the current help and the needed help explained to us that the Ukrainians who have arrived here want to be called that. They are travelers or visitors because of course they want to return to their country if possible, they say. Therefore, it is so important to somehow find a solution to end this legal war of aggression. Today we will see what happens with the foreign ministers. And those people want to work as quickly as possible. They don't want to be on welfare or anything like that. Of course, there is a lot to be organized by the city at the moment, but in this case, it is quite fortunate that we had to do so much here in 2015 during the refugee crisis. That's why we have a lot of accommodation and organizational structures in the situation today already, which could be used again at short notice. And that's why we get along quite well with the many Ukrainian visitors at the moment. And it's also impressive how many people are already providing Ukrainian families with private accommodation. And today, after I filmed the video, so you see this, when you see this, it's yesterday, I drove to the town hall. Our city council has a special session today when I'm filming because of the current situation. In addition to the release of funds for the accommodation of the arriving Ukrainians, a resolution against the war and for the support of our partner cities in Poland and Russia, Lublin and Ryazan, should then also be passed at the session. Lublin also gets support in the form of relief supplies from here, because they take care of Ukrainians who arrive directly there in Poland, but also they need our solidarity. And Ryazan is also an important point, because the war was started by Putin and not the entire Russian people. Of course, Putin has supporters among the people, but many Russians oppose the war. Thousands have already been arrested for protesting Putin's war. Of course, it's much easier for us here on site. After the special session, I think I will also take part in a demonstration in front of the town. I don't think I will do it, in which the CDU, the SPD, the Greens and the FDP, that means the Conservatives, Social Democrats, Greens and Liberals, will take part together to send another signal against the war. There's of course not much more that can be done from here against Putin's war, but we can help our Ukrainian visitors here and try to welcome and support them as much as we can. I would also like to thank the first of you, because on the first day a profit of $50 was collected on the Ukraine merch I published. And of course, as you probably know now, I know where I can put it to good use. So thank you very much again. And I'll have to go soon, so I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.